Hey guys, it's AJ, and I am here with my number whatever Pokemon narrated Wi-Fi battle against Pokemonwiz5 for Elo's theme team. Looking at his team, I'm thinking it's going to be like a snakes on a plane, because there's 4 things that are snakes, and one Kyurem could be a plane or something. But he picked a bit more of an immature theme, but that's okay. He uses it pretty well. I'm going with my 999 theme team, and I'm leading with Clover. And Clover is just going to go with obvious fake out, and he's going to send out his Gyarados to intimidate me and make it so that he takes that fake out very well. So yeah, I chose Kajando for Clover because she's wearing a sweater. I saw that as a defining feature of her, and there's also other meanings that I really don't want to go over because they probably spoil something. So I'll use them to defend them if it comes up, but whatever. So I'm U-turning out. That does literally nothing, and I switch into Ninth Man, the Fortress. And Ninth Man is named Ninth Man because all he does is he spits out a few lines and then blows up. That's really all he does in the game. That's really all Fortress does here. So he is going to take a waterfall fairly well from this Gyarados, but he does flinch, and that does sort of come into play, but not too terribly much. But, I was just going for Stealth Rocks. Getting the Stealth Rocks and a layer of spikes would have helped, but I am going to live this waterfall nicely and set up my Stealth Rocks, which is really all I need for this battle. The spikes just would have been nice. But yes, so I'm thinking I can live one more waterfall, so I am going to stay in and go for the explosion here. And he goes for the waterfall, and I do live, and I do get off an explosion. But since this is 5th gen and 5th gen explosion sucks, it is only going to do around half to this Gyarados, so that thing is pretty bulky, I must say. So here, I'm going to switch in Ace, which is my Honchkrow, who is Choice Banded, so Choice Band Sucker Punch is going to take out this Gyarados from that range, and that is very nice because that Gyarados was starting to scare me. He's going to switch into his Kyurem here, and I'm thinking I have Super Luck, so there's about a 12% chance that this Sucker Punch will kill. So I'm gonna go for it, and it does do a nice chunk, but it doesn't kill. And it is going to take me out with a Glaciate because Stab's super effective against a Honchkrow from a Kyurem. That is going to take it out. And I'm assuming since he didn't go for Draco there, maybe he didn't predict my switch, although I probably should have switched, but I didn't. And I'm just going to switch into Clover for the easy fake out to take it out, and there it goes. So, yes, and in comes his Fortress. I am just going to U-turn out of here because I don't want to risk High Jump Kick not killing it or missing. So I'm going to U-turn and predicting him to Rapid Spin to get those Stealth Rocks away. I'm going to go into my Ghost type, which is June, who is a Mischievous, and June is just Mischievous was the best choice for June in my opinion, but back to the battle, I'll explain when I can. He goes for a Volt Switch to get out of there. I didn't expect a Volt Switch, so meh. So he's going to Glare as I taunt him. I was knowing it would be faster and it would get either a Leech Seed, a Toxic, or a Glare off on me, but I would rather have it taunted so it wouldn't do shenanigans, and it is now taunted, and I luckily don't think I get any Parahacks this match, which really is good. So I know he's going to switch into something that can threaten me. I'm just going to Will-O-Wisp it. So now if that thing wants to go to Payback, go for a Payback. I'm slower and it's burned, so that'll do next to nothing. So he is just going to Volt Switch out of there again. And yeah, I made June a Mischievous because in the game she screams a lot, and Mischievous is the Screech Pokemon. There, again, are other reasons. But that's okay. I'm going to taunt, predicting him to either start setting up stuff or switch, and he does switch into this thing. So a Thunderbolt, I know I could take a few Thunderbolts, so I am just going to stay in and burn this thing in case it wants to be mixed or coil set or something. But as far as I can tell, it's pure special, so that burn is just going to be there for the residual damage, which is nice. So he is going to get off another Thunderbolt. I'm going to barely live that at 31 and get off a Pain Split, which means I will be able to live one more Thunderbolt to stall it down a bit more with the burn. And that's great. Mischievous puts in some great work in this match. So his taunt wears off, but he does just want to try and take me out with a Thunderbolt rather than coiling up or something. If he even has that. But I'm going to go for a Shadow Ball, hoping that in tandem with the burn it'll be able to take it out. However, that's not going to be the case. It is going to live with enough to live. And he's just going to Thunderbolt to take out Mischievous, but that's okay. She crippled 2 Pokemon, and that's really good. And she also pretty much walled this Electros to death. And so I'm going to switch into Clover. Again, Fake Out, easy revenge kill. Fake Out is an amazing move to have on a fast, strong Pokemon like Kajando, or Mienshao, or Clover, or whatever its name is. So he is going to switch into his Arbok, which is going to also intimidate me. There's a lot of intimidating things on this. So I'm just going to U-turn on out of there, and I'm going to go into my Lucario, predicting either a Toxic, a Coil, or a Gunk Shot. The Glare scared me for a bit, but I did not expect him to have this. He predicts my switch like a beast and goes for the Fire Fang, which is an easy 2-shot on my Lucario. So that was a great play on his part, and it cost me my Lucario. I'm just going to go for a Dark Pulse to get a last bit of damage in and hope for the 20% flinch, but no, it's probably not going to happen. And it doesn't, and he just KOs me with a Fire Fang, and he's kind of backing me into a corner with this thing, because it is a Coil set, and it does have Sucker Punch, which is super effective against my last Pokemon, which is Alakazam. And he is going to Sucker Punch, and that is going to be a one-hit KO on it if I didn't have the Focus Sash, but I do. So that is amazing. I am going to be able to take this thing out with a Psychic, and how ironic that a Snake is going to be the Pokemon I named Snake is going to take out this team full of a bunch of snakes. So that is awesome. He's going to switch in his Fortress, hoping that I have nothing except Focus Blast to hit it with, but I carry the HP Fire, and because I had a fairly big Ferrothorn weakness, but now I don't, and that thing is gone, and he is going to switch in his last, which is a defensive Superior, and that is going to take my Hidden Power, but it isn't going to have anything that's going to be able to hurt me too bad. So he's just going to Giga Drain to take out my Alakazam, and it's not going to be a threat, because with Fake Out and U-turn in combination, that's easily going to be able to take out this Superior. So that is going to be good game, Pokemonwiz. Crit there did not matter whatsoever. U-turn would have easily taken it out. It probably would have taken it out without the Fake Out. I just wanted to be absolutely sure, because this is a tournament after all. It might be for fun, but it's still a tournament. So I wanted to play seriously, and that is the game. Great game, Pokemonwiz. He is a cool battler. He doesn't do narrations. He puts music behind his battles. But if you like that kind of stuff, go sub to him. And you know the drill. Comment, like, sub, and later, guys.